My name is Sam Kinyara Njuguna. I'm born again. I love Jesus. Yeah, and what I do, yeah, I'm a leadership and team coach. Yeah, that's what I do. But also, currently, I work in church as a member of staff.
Yes, my name is Judith Neema Kinyara.
Yeah.
Yes, and profession is a human resource specialist, but for now I work as a receptionist.
I think I first saw this girl to go first year, pale KU, and yeah, I was just doing my rounds, and then there is a place to there's a certain lecture hall tulikuwa tunaita SZ39, so she was coming, and then I was headed towards the hall, and then I was like, man, that girl is beautiful, you know. So yes, she was in company of a friend of hers called Grace. And that's how I think first time I laid my eyes on her. Later on, the story will continue to when we were in third year. That's when I think our paths crossed somehow. We were serving in the Christian Union all along. Yeah, me, I was in a different ministry. She was in the present worship team. So just see this beautiful girl. Yeah, but we crossed paths in third year in the sense that we had a common friend called John, and so we met through her, and so on a close proximity. And then tukamaliza shule, and then after that 2020 came, and when 2020 came, we were doing total lockdown, no churches, no nothing. So I was lazy in the house, and then I was like, hey, let me start checking on friends. And I happened to have her number. I don't know how, because yeah. It is. So I reached out and I was like, hey, how are you, and where do you work? What are you doing with your life right now? I just had million+1 questions, and she was kind enough to really respond. Yeah, so that was the year 2020. But the whole story began, or romance started when starting to chatter. So I'm kind of like cheeky somehow. So I reached her someday, and then I was like, hey, since you are Coastarian, and Coastarians are beautiful ladies, and I'm very single, please look for me a girl to date. And she was like, okay, fine. And a week passed, 2 weeks passed, and then so I reached her. So lazima ningeenda report. So I reached out to her again, and she was like, did you find someone for me? And she was like, no. And like, okay, fine, please keep trying. Yeah, and then I asked now the question, by the way, will you want to be hooked up with someone? And I'm that guy. You know, if you have a good friend of yours who is very single, you just know, good girl, please hook them up. You never know. They will thank you later. So that was my reasoning that time. And so she said no. So when she said, I was like, this girl is proud. Anyway, I was curious. I asked her why, and she said, well, I don't want to be hooked up for the simple reason that I will live to know that I was hooked up by someone else. And I was like, I think the runway is clear. You know, in my head, I was like, when I knew that the runway was clear, I was like, man, I think I can start pursuing her. So of course now it was, that time she was in Malindi, bado mimi nilikuwa hapa Nairobi. So and ours by there has been a long distance relationship all those two years. So one thing led to the other, increased chatting, and then she came to pick her transcripts mazea wakati come, and nikampropozea kwa girlfriend yangu bana, alafu sasa the rest of the story ka flow.
Mi kwanza nilishangaa sana cause mtu afanye hivyo. I mean, una sport wewe mwenyewe tu unapenda. So hiyo kitu okay, nilimjibu tu mwambia sawa. Sawa nitakutapia, but hata sikufanya anything your time. So I was like I think I thought anapenda hizi connections na mimi of course I'm just off na mambo ya connection. I really desired nipate mtu ambaye nitamuona and on my own nipende. Yes.
Our first impression was funny. It was very funny because it had gone, it was 2 years after school. So the last time I saw it was 2 years before. So I had this mental picture of, and then she was serving the worship team. So worship team unajua nakuanga na this kind of sophistication of some sort. Like, well, these are rich kids, guys. So they're not reachable. Like they were up on ground floor. So when she came to Nairobi, I was like, she's too small. It's like, yeah, she's too small. But again, remember this time our chatting was back and forth. Manze tuko tunavaibiana poa. We realized we had common interests, common dreams, lots of stuff in common. She's firstborn, I'm firstborn. There was a chemistry that I had already born. But now seeing her, because when she came where I was staying by that time, Kitengela, and I went to pick her, like, man, she's too small. And then akanipatia tu ile hug to your shoulder, man. So like, so, but anyway, yeah, the things just cooled off. We relaxed a bit. Yeah, that was my first impression. I mean, just meeting after 2 years. Yeah.
And for me, niliona tu this guy is very different venye nilikuwa namjua tu campus. Yeah, and I think nilimpenda tu hiyo time nikimuona zaidi hata. Yes.
So you fell in love for me on that day?
Yeah, because kwa simu of course nilikuwa tu atuonani tujiona.
True.
It was since campus. So kukuona I was like, okay, taller.
Yeah, tall. Very tall.
And yeah. Niko tu hapo.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
Wow. Wow. I mean, we had talked, I think 6 months, because we started kuvaibiana around May hapo hivyo. Around May, June hapo hivyo. And then we met in October 23rd. And that's the time I proposed to her to become my girlfriend. Maze nakumukanga hizo dates vizuri. Actually, it was around 4 p.m-ish there about, when the sun is setting down. It's beautiful, so...
He asked me to be his girlfriend on that day, and he knelt down. Yes. Mm-hmm. Yes, and of course for me nilikuwa nangoja sana hiyo siku. Yeah. Kuniambia because we were chatting and nilikuwa nangoja sana hiyo siku. So it was a great moment.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Some music on the background.
Yeah, music on the background. I tried to be romantic as I could that time. Yeah. We played which song? There's a country music we love called You're My Best Friend, Yeah. And then so I asked her to become my girlfriend, and it was great. It was. I mean, for me, I could not tell her that I love her on the phone. My rule was, if you want to tell somebody you love her, manze, you have to do it physically. So I had to be patiently wait. Hata wakati sometimes mna chat, I feel like, karibu mwambie good night, I love you, and then wakumbuka no. una delete your sentence and then like, yeah. So I kept it until now. I was like, on that days when I was gonna physically confess my love to her, and she, yeah, it was beautiful. Well, our dating season was interesting. It was a long distance relationship, so manze kuna hangouts zile spontaneous manze ziku kuwa. That time she had moved from Malindi to Kilifi. So yeah, and okay, let me trace this back. My idea was not to do a long distance relationship. I mean, I was completely against the idea. But now here we are. I love this girl, and she's in my Kilifi. I cannot have her come to Nairobi because I have a job Nairobi. So of course, and I cannot really rise up to do some husband responsibility, which of course I'm not really required to do at that particular time. So what do? I remember actually we had some conflict, mwanzo, because me, I want her to come to Nairobi, and she's like, no, time is not yet there. And I'm like, Manse, do you really understand this thing? And I started protesting and telling him, no, I cannot take you for dates, I cannot take you for walks, I cannot take you for dinners and all this kind of stuff. So I felt bad. It was a fight somehow. It used to bring some friction. So when after some time, I think she normally told me she prayed for my heart. Because now I started to give her pressure. So I had to settle down. I was like, okay, fine, so what do we do? And then God manze tu vitu zake tu ni interesting. Around that same time, she got a job in Kilifi. So, which means, of course, now she's grounded in Kilifi. Sasa ikabidi manze tujue venye tuta work on this thing. But I remember when I proposed to her, we made an agreement that we weren't going to date for long. So we had kind of a grace period of like 2 years to really do that. So that was the year 2020, so tukaanza 2021. So we knew we were working on time. And I think giving ourselves time, that kind of really made pressure kapungua kidogo, because now we know what are some of the things that we are supposed to really work on. Yeah, but again, there are joys and the sorrows of a long distance relationship. One, the joys is the moment you choose to meet Mazi, that moment is heavenly. It's beautiful. This time we went to Fort Jesus, right?
Yes.
Yeah. We went to Fort Jesus. It was that time because this was the first time me using SGR. So the trick was I had to go on Saturday. So I booked SGR Friday night, Saturday 7 a.m. nilikuwa Fort Jesus. We spent the entire day and then I had to come back because lazima ningekuwa Sunday church. so that's what. But we had a good time on that day. A great moment. Had nice tea. I love tea. We had nice breakfast. We just went through the old Mombasa city. It was wonderful. Yeah, so those are some of the joys. The moments that you guys choose to meet, those moments are intentional. You really do stuff together. I mean, it's yeah. That's it from my end, right?
Yes.
Not really. Yeah.
I hope you're enjoying. See you after this break.
Welcome back.
Okay, mi nilipenda long distance somehow.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because I think being an introvert, sometimes unapenda ka space kidogo. So ilikuwa inanipea pia space because nilijua when we are together we'll be going out. Okay, it's a good thing kwenda out nini but niliona venye alikuwa ananipea pressure kwanza. Yani nilisema tu Mungu tu amekuwa na sababu ya sisi kukua long distance because I think ingeleta pia some issues, you know, when you're close hata pia kuna some small details mnajuana hiyo time and somehow mnapishana kidogo. But it was fun na pia it was really stressing kiasi kwa sababu you have to use the phone. Mna chat video calls hadi phone inakuwa moto.
Yeah, at night.
At night, so unaenda job, so ukitoka you have something to do, but sasa you have this person you have to talk to.
Yeah.
Na it's through phone, so 2 hours mnaongea tu kwa simu. Video calls.
Yeah.
Yani, I was longing for those moments ambao tutamit. They are really such good moments, great moments.
Yeah.
Na zikuwa nyingi, but they were really great.
Yeah. But our dating season was, if we have to really go through again, I think I really want that journey again. It was nice. It was nice. I mean, those are great. There's a saying that goes, we think the heart grows fonder when there is a little bit of distance. So there was that just fondness of that. Yeah, and then of course commitment manze, unajua tu jioni ikifika lazima manze have someone to talk to, and yeah, but it was adventurous journey. I think that's how I can really summarize it up. Our journey until marriage. So I am how rightly say it, I come from the school of thought that mwanzo tukianza hii safari nimesha propose you dem, hakuna haja to take eternity 5 years as though I'm getting another degree. So I was working with the timeline. And so once we started the journey and we kicked it off and we knew we are into it, which again really took time on some issues because again of some cultural difference. I of course cultural, she comes from coast there. What were coastal kuna venye they carry their stuff. Mimi so Nairobi and urban guys, so vitu ni teke you get. And then again, she's Mijikenda. I come from Rift Valley. Yeah. So, but there were a lot of details that had to come together for me to really have the confidence that this is it. And I think in every dating relationship, when God is at the center, there are some things that just God helps you to really solve. And one of those things that, again, we had some issues was but on my part, I come from a very conservative family. So the idea of marrying cross-cultural was new thing. But God sorted it out. Anyways, a story for another day. But once God sorted that out, so we made dates. First tulianza na kusema, okay, this is 2022, and I remember the time that we did this was 2021, sorry. So we sat down on one of those physical dates that we met and like, so when do we want to get married? So we said the following year, 2022, when the dates, so we came up with the dates. So when we came up with the dates, and then now we worked backwards. So these are the dates when tutafanya ratio, these are the dates tutafanya pre-visits to the parents, these are the dates tunatembelea her parents. We came with those dates. These are the dates I'm going to visit your parents. We came up with those dates. And I think that really helped us to be sober and sane somehow. It helped us to really have a target, and also it also helped us to manze tuko na kitu ni true, hii kitu ni real manze. Alafu kwa mwanaume kuna venye pia unaanza kujua this thing is serious, so you really settle down on so many things. Yeah, but I think that's how it was. So we started with the end goal and then we worked things backward. Yeah, but 2021 ikiisha, I think our hearts were settled that we are into it. Mi nataka udem. I want to do life with this girl. And was it the same thing?
Yes, it was.
Yeah, nice. Yeah.
Yeah, for me niliona, yeah, this man is fully focused. Yani amekuja and he's like, I want to marry in time. So I'm like, yeah. Huyu yuko very serious.
I have to be serious with life.
And the fact that tulianza mipangilio mapema pia, it was really good, sababu ilitupatia time and ikapunguza ile pressure pia. Unajua venye kianza plans kuna so many things to do, pressure nyingi. So ilitupea tu plan tu vizuri na unajua this time you're going to do this time you're going to do this. Na ilimpunguza pressure on my side. I love a plan, nipewe plan.
Structure.
What are we going to do? Which date? Tunaenda vipi? Tunafanya nini? So it was really good.
Yeah. And also think so one thing I didn't do was to do very big ceremonies, jaw-dropping engagement party. She's not into those kind of things. As surprise, she told me, she warned me before, don't do those things. So yeah, so she wanted something simple. Did I do that? I think I did, which was, will you marry me? Hakukuwa na ring that time. I was tight on budget. So yeah, but here we are. Maybe I'll buy it in days to come, but our 10th anniversary, probably.
So our wedding day was on 3rd 2022 December. Yes, and before up, of course, there is dressing up, dressing my gown.
Yeah.
So concerning my gown, nilipima mara ya kwanza and it was not fitting. Before sasa the wedding day. It was twice actually, and it was not fitting. Nilikuwa nimeongeza mwili kidogo. But I was not worried because fundi nilipata, she was just good. So at last nikapata my wedding dress. It was not it was just a simple dress.
Beautiful.
Yes.
Tailor-made specifically for you.
Yes, tailor-made.
Yeah.
So the day was it was a great day. Kwanza unasikia tu pressure kidogo before the morning. Unasikia tu ka pressure kidogo, watu wana prepare the bridesmaids nini, so hata your mind is not actually there. So there's so much ambayo unafikiria saa hiyo. So uko present but your mind is totally out. Hata saa hiyo unaweza ulizwa kitu and you're just there. So hausikii. Yeah, that's the morning. Hiyo asubuhi sasa.
She didn't cry, which I was really looking forward to her to cry. But I mean, we had a beautiful day. From morning, Manze got a little surprise. One thing that I remember we had in abundance was the joy. Manze kulikuwa tuna joy too, very unique joy on our wedding day. It was a simple wedding. Everything we did it in our church compound. Yeah, but we had an abundance of joy. Kila mtu, people who came, friends, my grandmothers, my good Lord, thank God for those women. They were into it. Our parents were into it. Kwanza our mothers, my Lord. Hey. Yeah, her mother cried by the way when she was praying for her in the morning. Yeah, we had great support from friends, from our church, from our senior pastors, Reverend Winnie and William Odero. I mean, we had great support, and then we did it on time. In fact, we had track record of time. As a 4 p.m. 403 tulikuwa tumesema grace na watu wanaenda tulikuwa tumezea story, but it was great time. A dress code manzema our bridesmaid, great color of they had the psych. We had a very lean team, 4 gents, 4 ladies. Tumemaliza hiyo story manze. Yeah, we had great best couple, walikuwa na vibe, walikuwa na psych. It was great to have them. We had other pastors who had come from Shags. I mean, it was just a beautiful. It was sunny, so but it was just a good day. I loved my attire. I also loved her attire, manze, her gown. Yeah. Well, her unique, beautiful physique required that manze gown itengenezwe specifically for her. So manze tuko na stress ya kwenda kwa haya gown, which was very affordable. It was way cheaper, right?
Yes.
Yeah, it was way cheaper. Plus again, she prefers that. She is artistic. What's artistic wanakuwa tu kichwa ngumu sama. So they love things that they have been made for themselves specifically. So I loved that. One thing. So, manze, I was really looking forward to now May You Kiss the Bride. Well, they had not kissed her before, so that moment was very divine. It was 6 seconds. I don't know how long it was, but to me it was great. It was great, my Lord. Yeah. We had made a commitment to wait until that time. Yeah, and it was beautiful. It was beautiful, and of course that was accompanied by my guys had some game they played, manzi wakaniombea nipate. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, but it was a beautiful, glorious. If we had to do it again, by the way, we would still use the same manual. It was beautiful. We were debt free at the end of the day. We didn't go into debt because of the wedding. And it feels great after that. And wase wenye walitufanyia photo shoot kwanza, they also did some excellent work, which to really appreciate. Bana, tulijibamba. Wase wa keki, how was the cake, by the way?
The cake was really nice.
Yes.
For me, it was walking down the aisle with my parents.
Oh, yeah.
Both of them holding me. It was such a good experience. Yeah.
Yeah.
And of course, the kiss.
Yeah.
Those we feel because you're just there. You're present, but everything haiko present. Sababu pressure yote ya planning your wedding.
Yeah.
Anaendelea kuniambia he felt it, me kidogo.
Yeah, manze, akufeel na venye nilitia bidii bana. Yeah.
But my highlight was walking down the aisle.
At that moment I almost cried, but nilikuwa nimejiambia mimi ni big man, so no crying, but it was amazing. And then I think greater highlight was the joy, and we believe to this very day God crowned it all. God crowned our wedding day with joy and beauty that we were truly looking forward to.
I hope you're enjoying. See you after this break.
Welcome back.
For couples who are going into marriage, do not spend zaidi ya ile uko nayo. Just be at your ile level uko and plan. Wedding, I say wedding ni wedding. Does not have to be a big wedding. So pale uko, your ability, pesa, just do it kwa your level. Yeah, and pate tu support nzuri, your friends and your family. Sometimes maybe friends wanaweza kuwa wako supportive sana, but just be at the level ambayo uko financially. Yes.
Yeah, my dad, God bless you, Dad. Well, and both dads from both sides. I think from the word go alituambia manze kuna haja kuanza maisha na deni. Yeah, so and we really took that to heart. In fact, our prayer item was like, God manze tuanze life na madeni. Yeah, and there's nothing as liberating as that, because yeah, and I used to tell her, you know, we have a choice. Tuanze life na madeni, and then we give people a very grand wedding. After when tukule sukuma within the first month. So you have to make choice about that. So for those who are getting into this space, manze, start small. We penye uko. I mean, wedding itaisha, and then hata kama wase hawataongea vizuri, the following Saturday they will go to another wedding and they will forget yours very fast. So so don't take a loan manze to finance a wedding. In fact, you better take a loan and finance your honeymoon. It's way much better than that. In fact, if there is an investment, I would really advise investing in your honeymoon. That makes really work very easy. So make things simple. Instead of hiring a gown worth 60,000, man, they are very nice tailors there. They do some great work. Yeah, so you really have to have in conversation of where do we really want to start, and you might get into debt that will take you in the next 3 years, manze, to really pay the debt, and that money will still be using, because once you get married na manze mmeingia kwa hiyo hao, the other needs that come, bills of course go up. Kama nazali kunatumia token ya punch, kama single man sasa utakuwa unatumia token, of course more than that. So the other things that really come in, so it makes it wise to just chill and do something simple that's within your budget. Work with what you have, but again with good planning, of course, everything, but work with what you have at hand. Expectations, manze, expectations ziko. Yes. This is on a light note. Yeah, I expected, of course, that I'll be getting a very warm home and food, and that expectation has been met, and I really celebrate you, baby, for that. I mean, she's made my life colorful, which I'm not very colorful particularly, but she's very ethical. So she has made our home colorful and a good place where I can come and lay my head. So that expectation, I had it, and it has been met in marriage. Yours, which one has been met?
For me, of course, leadership kwa nyumba.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's very important for me as a lady, and I see that leadership iko, and being led well, spiritually.
Yeah.
Yes, that is one expectation that I had.
Yeah. True. I think another expectation we had, okay, for me I had is that you should be good in shopping. Well, yeah. So but we realize we are very, very, very different when we come to go to shopping. Me, I'm a bargainer, by the way. I can really bargain. Where I come from, and I really learn to bargain stuff. Yeah, so for her, manze, hii ni pesa ngapi? And then we don't work like that. Yeah, so we realized that we are very different when we go to shopping. Me already ini rice, rice inatoka 2 kg ni 500 shillings. So why are we buying 2 kg 500 shillings? Is it 500 shillings? I think yeah, something like that. Tunaweza enda hapo nje, the next shop manze unaweza kuwa unafanya na 450, you know, that kind of stuff. So I thought manze, since the lady of the house, she'll be good in those things. Yeah, I think that's what expected. Like, ooh, yeah, we're very different. Even in terms of clothing, manze, that's an expectation I had, but yeah, ilienda nje kidogo.
Yeah, we had a premarital counseling, and it helped a lot. It opened my mind. Yes, and ilipunguza pia expectations, because there's so much expectations ukiingia kwa marriage, but somehow counseling inakuonyesha the real thing ambayo iko, usiingie tu na so much expectations hapo. Yeah, wanakuonyesha tu the real thing. So for me it was a good thing to have a counseling first before marriage. Yes.
Yeah. I mean that comes in handy because some of the things that of course we were taught, I remember that time, was something like how do we handle conflicts, and the issue, like for example the issue of personality. I'm a sanguine, so the noisemaker. As you can tell, she's very introverted. So mimi mse wa mboge manze, you know, those kind of stuff. And for you to really come into, because the one thing we were taught is the differences that brought you together have the tendency, of course, to really make you hurt one another and be in conflict. And the similarities, you know, those similarities that really brought you together, again, they can become point of conflict. So I think that was one of the things that I remember was very, 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 it really helped me to really know even how to handle her as an introvert, such that when it comes, for example, conflict resolution, mimi yule mse, tumekosana, tumejamiana, tuko na dome, manze tudiliki na story size, you know, right now, and then we are done. For her, she's not like that. For her, she needs time to process things. She needs time to allow things to breathe in, breathe out, and then now we can start talking. Me, I'm not like that. Tumekosana leo, manze tulali kama manze tujadili na story. Ni leo saa hizi we done, and then we end to forget the story, and then we continue. But she's not like that. And Prima came in handy to really help us to really deal with that. The issue of finances, the issue of intimacy, the whole discussion on how to handle our parents, the living and cleaving part. Man, it was an entire discussion that, of course, really was big eye-opening. Yeah, to us, na itusaidia manze, it's still really helping us to really deal on some issues. Yeah.
About finances, I think we talked it before tuingie kwa marriage. Yes, we did. And for me sikuwa na shida ya ile pesa yangu ni yako na yako ni yetu.
Yeah. Yangu ni yetu lakini yake ni yako. Yeah.
So mimi siko na shida, so we talked about it. And tukaona tu we have the same thought about finances. We bring it together, tuweke pamoja, then we plan what to do with it. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean that's a conversation we brought it early in our discussion, and we found some very good. Even when we're thinking about investment, we are into. We're gonna invest on something that both of us we know we are into it. Yeah, of course, for me in terms of investment and the knowledge about that. I'm vast a bit more than she is. Yeah, and of course now that's where, of course, and I think as a man that's where the leadership comes in, where you have to steer conversation and bring this conversation on board. How are we going to be financing our issues? What are some of the areas or things that we're going to really invest in? Na kama mwanaume, of course, you have to unajituma pia. Yeah. And yeah, marriage, finances has to marry also. Yeah.
We keep the fire burning in our relationship right now by, I think, reminding ourselves here how it used to be
Yeah.
the time of dating, and we have some moments ambazo it's us alone, yeah, hata kama ni kwa nyumba. Yeah, but we are intentional for these moments
Sure.
as a couple.
Yeah, just chilling. I think mostly indoor people. So yeah, but indoors again, you can be indoor and still be doing something creative in the house. So yeah, and those things that we enjoy doing together, walks really come in handy. Just strolling around. Yeah, I think those things we do and they bring us together. Big time, big time. What's my favorite food?
Chapati and stew.
Yeah, that's true. My dream car?
Okay. Ile inakaa tu. I don't know the name, but I know it.
You know the car? Try.
Range Rover?
No, not Range Rover.
Mercedes.
Yeah, there's a type of Mercedes, correct. But there's a specific Mercedes.
So you're specific.
Yeah. Okay.
It's a Mercedes. Yes.
Yeah, it's a Mercedes. Yeah. Yeah, kwa brand amepata. It's Mercedes G-Wagon. Yeah. Anyway, kwa gari ndakwenda kusamea. My shoe size.
42.
Correct. Number of children?
2.
Where? Okay, correct.
Okay, what is my dream vacation destination?
Well, the last time I checked, it was Seychelles.
Seychelles. Yeah, you're right. My favorite color?
Favorite color. Favorite color. Wow. Favorite color. Blue. Blue. No. Okay. I'm out.
And how many children do you want?
3.
Yes. True.
Yeah.
We are the Kinyaras, and this is our love story.